So I've just completed the 22 push-ups per day for 22 days challenge. Figured I'd talk a little bit about my experiences and all that stuff. So get yourself some popcorn, some fried chicken, Kool-Aid, whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy. That's my game of 23 impression. I probably butchered that. Well, I'm pretty sure I did actually. All right, so yeah, 22 pushes, 22 days. And for those who don't know, it was a challenge started by an organization called 22 Kill. Who raise awareness for veteran suicide. So statistically, there's around 22 veterans who commit suicide each day due to PTSD and other issues that they want to raise awareness for. Now, depending on where you go, the actual statistics change from 1 a day to whatever a day, 22 per day. It doesn't really matter. It's still too many people, veterans or not. Nobody should be committing suicide. So however many it is per day, whatever the actual number is, it's not a good thing. I wanted to talk about this. So so the experience started 22 days ago, and the first day, I thought it was fairly easy, fairly straightforward, fairly simple. I don't want to say simple. I mean, it's still 22 push-ups, but you can do 22 push-ups. Well, most people can. I have no way of quantifying that. Actually, I don't know if most people can or not. Some people can at least. But that was the first day, and then second day, I think that's when it really started to kick in a little bit. Well, not really, but I'd say by the third, fourth day is when it really started to kick in. Like, okay, did I really just agree to do 22 push-ups per day for 22 days? Yes, I did. But yeah, I completed the challenge, so yay for me. I think with anything, it's not the hardest of challenges. To not to sound like I'm bragging, but I do try to work out fairly regular, keep in shape and not eat too much junk food. So it wasn't the hardest thing ever, but it's more to do with sticking to it. So there were certainly days where it just felt like, I just can't be bothered. And then there was one day that I actually missed. I can't remember the reason. I think it was just timing and trying to find going to work and then having to go off places and then trying to fit in. It just didn't work at the end. But I did make it up. I missed the day, but I did make it up. So I still done all the push-ups required, even though I did miss the day. So it was one day where I did 44 push-ups. But yeah, you just keep going, just keep going. I think when you set your mind to something, when you decide, okay, look, I've decided I'm going to do this, I've said I'm going to do this, just keep going. And for those times where you feel like giving up and you're looking at does anybody even care about this? And does it even matter? Does it even make a difference? All the reach you have and whether anybody even sees the videos or not, or if they see the videos, do they click on the links or whatever? And maybe they don't. I mean, I know a few people did see the videos because it shows up on the thing about how many people saw it. Whether or not they clicked on the links to find out more, who knows? I don't know. So maybe it meant nothing in the end. Maybe my little contribution in the grand scheme of things was a minuscule amount of nothing. But does that mean you don't do it? No. I mean, if you feel something is worthwhile, regardless of how many other people agree with you, you just keep going. Just keep going. And I think that's the same with anything, whether it's 22 push-ups a day or whether it's some goal that you have in mind. If you want to start a business, if you're studying for exams, anything you're trying to do in life. If you decide that, okay, this is what I want to do, and if you feel like it's worthwhile and it's worth putting all the efforts into, then you've got to make that decision mentally first and foremost and say, okay, I'm going to do it, because you're going to come across days where it feels like, I can't be bothered. Why am I doing this? I'm not getting any results. I'm not where I think I should be. I'm not reaching anybody. I'm not doing this, or this guy's doing that. And that's another thing, by the way. Don't compare yourself to other people. I was kind of a little bit off topic of what I'm talking about. Those 22 push-ups are not really, but yeah, just comparing yourself to other people. It's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing, because on one hand, you can compare yourself in terms of, okay, they're doing this, I'm doing that, and with similar sorts of fields, and blah blah blah. And it kind of gives you an idea of where you're heading, or if you're going in the right direction. So comparisons in that manner aren't a bad thing. But when you're comparing yourself in terms of feeling like you need to be where that person is, that's where it can get dangerous, because you have to remember that, in fact, there was a quote I heard a few weeks ago at an event. There's a YouTube event, Summer in a City, where one of the speakers said, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10. And the things, you don't always know how long somebody's been doing something for, or what kind of what they've been through and what what they're going through. So in terms of, if you comparing yourself in terms of, because they've got that and don't do that. I know that was a little bit off topic, way off topic. Well, not even way off topic. Well, it's still a little bit off topic. But still, there's something that just came to mind. Yeah, trying to compare yourself too much. But yeah, you just keep going. You just keep going. That's the real message that I'm trying to put out there. That whatever it is you'll do, whatever it is you want to do, whatever tasks you have, it's going to be issues. You're going to have problems, and the problems you have may not be the same problems that somebody else has. And when we look at somebody else, they seem to have no issues, and they seem to be doing really well, and they're just flying through things, and you look at yourself and I'm struggling, like, oh, is it even worth it? That's where you have to take a step back and be like, you know what, it doesn't matter what they're doing, as long as you know that you're doing everything that you can do at this moment in time. That's what's important. If you can look at yourself in the mirror or whatever, not even in the mirror, just if you can just taste yourself that, in all honesty, that you are doing everything that you can do at this particular moment in time to be the very best you can be, to be the very best version of yourself, as Elliot Holtz puts it, then that's all you can do. If that is the best you can do, and if you can honestly say it to yourself, and that is the best you can do, and wherever you are at that moment is where you are supposed to be, not where that guy is or what other person is or whatever, whatever issues they have, whatever successes they have, as long as you know that you're doing everything you can do to be the best version of yourself, and you just keep going. But yeah, let me bring a little bit back to the 22 push-ups thing though, because I'm kind of drifting a little bit. And just a little bit about why I did it. So I got nominated, and I saw a few people doing it, and so I kind of I'd looked into a little bit before nomination, so I knew basically what it was. And it was an interesting thing for me, because on one hand you look at it like I don't consider myself to be, in fact, any wars that I've known about during my lifetime, I've never been in favor of them when they've come around. In particular, the one that comes to mind right now, the Iraq War, not the Gulf War back in 1990 something, but the one I think early 2000s or early mid 2000s. Tony Blair, George Bush, that one. The war on terror, the weapons of mass destruction. That's the one, weapons of mass destruction, and that's one that comes to mind, because I remember, at the time, and there was a lot of protests and a lot of people saying, look, not in my name, not in my name. And I was one of them, not in my. I didn't believe it was a just war at the time, and I still don't. And years later, like just recently, actually, maybe about 3-4 months ago, give or take, I saw in the papers that they finally admitted, Tony Blair finally admitting that maybe I just did have some wrong information. Maybe I made a little bit of a mistake. 700,000+ people dead, and it's like, because of what? Wrong information. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. So I'm not. It's not something I'm in favor of. Wasn't in favor then, not in favor of it now. But so when I look at, okay, these are people who are suffering from PTSD because, or partly, not all of them, of course, but certainly some of them, because of their involvement in that war and other similar wars that I haven't been in favor of. Why would I support that? Why would I want to be a part of something that supports what they've done? And I looked at it like, well, it's not actually in support of what they've done. It's in support of a fellow human being. And that's, to me, what the underlying thing of why I did it. It's not about saying, okay, yeah, they did this thing that I disagree with, or I wasn't in favor of, or I felt wasn't just. They're still in need. These are people who they believed they were doing the right thing, whether or not it was or not. That's the debate to be had for whoever wants to have that. I'll sit out of that one, thanks, for now. Maybe some other time. But they believed that they were doing the right thing, and they went in there believing they were doing the right thing, and they came out of it, and a lot of them were traumatized. Not everybody, of course, but a lot of them were traumatized, and that led to suicides and various other things. And then you think about, okay, wait a minute. Our government sent these people to fight a war, regardless of reasons, by the way, at this point, just whether it's good reasons, bad reasons, doesn't matter. They sent these people, these soldiers, these military men, servicemen and women, to fight this war. And they've gone in there believing they're doing the right thing. They've come back and they're traumatized and they need help. where's the government helping them? You know, that's that kind of stuck out to me. Like, why isn't the government helping these people? And I know this is an old phrase when they say things like, you know, we've got money for war but can't feed the poor. You know, Tupac said that back in like 95, 96 ish, 94 maybe. I wrote the song a long time ago. But it's a similar sort of thing here. It's like you've got money to send people to war to fight these wars, but when they come back and they need help, where's the help? Where's the money to help? You know, these veterans, these servicemen, the people who believed enough in the cause to risk their lives to go fight it, and they come back, and then the government's abandoned them. You know, maybe not entirely. I think that's a bit unfair to say they abandoned them. Although some people have had some government assistance, but a lot of them. You know, where's the help? So where's the billions and billions that, you know, that was used to do this? But when people come back and it's like, yeah, some people riding some quad bikes in a place where they really shouldn't be riding quad bikes. But yeah, that's London. Anyway, but yeah, it's like you get a realization that you're only as useful. What am I trying to say? you're only wanted as far as you are useful, is what I'm trying to say. And that's not on. That's not okay. So if, for me, doing a few push-ups a day for 22 days helps raise awareness about that, where people can get help, that's bigger than, for me at least, and I know some people might disagree with this, and it's not about trying to, you know, start an argument or whatever. You know, people believe different, that's fine. You want to believe different. Maybe I missed something, you know, maybe I don't understand the full picture. Maybe there's things that I haven't thought of, and that's the reason why you're saying, okay, you think differently. If you want to put it in the comments, that's all cool. But for me, it was like, okay, that is bigger than whether or not I agreed with the war or not, because there are people now that need help, regardless of why they needed help, what the situation that causes their help. They need help. You know, they need help, and that to me was a bigger thing. So that's the underlying thing. My issue was never with soldiers. My issue is with the governments that abuse the trust and loyalty of soldiers. And yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't been nominated for the 22 push-ups challenge and you would like to do it, consider yourself nominated. Put some videos on the YouTubes or the Twitters or the Facebooks or the what's the what's that one, Instagram, wherever you want to put them. You know, tag your friends, nominate people, all that stuff. If you think it's a good cause, you know, check out some of the links and things if you want to know more about that. But till next time, peace out. And the YouTube algorithm changes that happened, that didn't seem to affect me all too much. The best as I can tell, that didn't affect me all too much.